So I can't sit here and pass judgment on police and military, a lot of which are waking up and are good people, and just say, that's the enemy. Prepare for war with them. Prepare for the guerrilla policy of total resistance. But if they've got armies locking down cities, marching out, arresting people en masse. I mean, I had Dr. Paul Craig Roberts on last week, former head of the Treasury, former Wall Street Journal editor, listing names of U.S. citizens arrested under the Patriot Act, held without trial for many years, tortured. This is admitted. I mean, we have slid so far. And the system is creating a Hobson's choice. But as for me, I see us making giant headway peaceably. And the system desperately wants to make it violent. The system wants to get a fight started with the American people against each other. Brother against brother, father against son. I know the average police officer didn't become a police officer because they wanted to be a bully. I know they promote the bullies, though. I know most departments have become very corrupt. The rank and file aren't, but mid-level and high-level, it's narcotics, trafficking, prostitution. Every major city, they're always getting caught. They're getting caught, though, because the system isn't totally corrupt. It's a problem of all of our conscience. It's a problem of all of our morals that has led us get to this point. And so I just can't sit here and pass judgment and say, oh, anybody in a uniform's bad, even if that uniform's been taken over by evil. And this country still has a lot of freedom. It still has a lot of good people in government. There's a reason I'm still on the air. There's a reason I haven't been killed. There's a reason. God's protecting me, but also there are a lot of good people in the system, and they're finally waking up like the population. They're just like everybody else. So the globalists are in a race to start a shooting war. You know, we don't have a big staff, and that's why I try to raise money here. I probably need to have 4 or 5 employees that just sit there on the message board in the comments banning people and restricting people. Because there are people in there trying to stir up a shooting war, people trying to provocateur, trying to set people up. And when we have done spot checks of their IP addresses, it'll be the same 15, 20 people. They come on shifts, IPs for 8 hours and another IP for 8 hours. They're running several shifts a day, and their IPs go back to proxy server blocks. And then we've got other tricks we can do where we can tell that's going back to government and corporate servers. The government is on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com trying to get people to talk about killing and saying Alex is a wimp, Alex isn't tough, Alex isn't out calling for war. They're feds. Now, I told you Hal Turner was a fed. They've now released the court transcript of the U.S. attorney and FBI admitting he was above the regular FBI in national security. Now, he threatened and said go after a bunch of federal judges. The states indicted him, showing the power of the states. And the states complied and put him in irons. But it's come out, and this came out last week. It came out a few months ago in court. He said he was, his lawyers did. It's now in the transcript on Infowars.com from the federal courthouse. Most of it's redacted under national security. A national security letter went out to that judge. This guy is ultra-operative. Well, of course, they want to make it racial so that other people hear about the New World Order, anti-New World Order movement, and then think, well, I'm not getting involved with that. It's all about killing judges and Jews. We have caught white supremacist leaders over and over and over again in the U.S., Canada, England, and Germany in mainstream news, not just infiltrating, but founding and running the white supremacist groups. All the major white supremacist websites are run by the feds. We've identified what they're doing. I mean, we don't just get up here and say this stuff. If you're not a Fed, folks, you can't get up on the air and say go out and kill federal judges. He did that for over a decade. The feds are in court arguing for him at national security level of the FBI, saying he is an agent. And they're trying to get him off right now quietly. This is a big embarrassment. Every few months I see articles. They had a big one last year out of the Orlando Sentinel, where the founder of the big white supremacist group and the guy leading it's FBI informant. It's all run by them. And notice the biggest group attacking me, telling all these lies, making things up about me, manufacturing completely fake, made-up garbage, saying I work for Israel or I work for the Pope or I work for this or that. I don't work for any of those people but Alex Jones and the Constitution. Look at the fruits that we've bore. Look at the people we've woken up. Look at what we've done. And I have ridden this razor edge, trying to stay afloat, trying to operate, trying to stop infiltration, trying to stop the attempted setups, the physical attacks, the stuff I don't spend a lot of time on. I mean, I am a warrior, ladies and gentlemen. I am committed to this fight, and I'm committed wherever it leads me. I'm ready for whatever they do to me. I remember 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, one of the head torturers at an air base in Afghanistan tortured some people to death, and the headline was head prison guard, I'm going to give you the exact headline, prison guard charged under Patriot Act, or gagged under Patriot Act. And he came out with his letters where he was ordered to torture, and they charged him with the Patriot Act to shut him up. Listen to all you Nazi handlers out there. They'll blow up a building and say you did it later. It doesn't matter if you're an FBI agent like Turner or an informant. Tim McVeigh, it's now sworn in federal court, was what we told you he was. Black ops, super secret, national security. They set him up and drugged his butt up and executed his butt. Told him we'll murder your family if you don't keep your mouth shut. All of you people serving this, and all of you that are paid to attack me, you're not having success. People now know who you are. And so to all the COINTELPRO, we've identified you. And they are discussing and threatening to use white supremacists to kill me right now. Whatever happens, happens. If the feds kill me, they kill me.